How you doing, everybody? It's Matty K here. I've just listened back to the couple of podcasts I recorded over the weekend, episodes 7, and I'm about to listen back to episode 8. I listened back to episode 7 moments ago, and so I knew what to say in this intro, because the last few podcasts, my intros, I've been doing them like a week after I've recorded the podcast, and I like to only really listen back to them once. And so by the time I record my intro to the episode, I've forgotten what I spoke about because it was a week ago. But I've just listened back to episode 7, and in this one I talk a little bit... oh god, even on the intro I'm fucking up. I talk a little bit about the Danny Green and Anthony Mundine fight over the weekend, and about my own personal run-in with Anthony the Man Mundine many years ago now, about 5 years ago. I talk about going for a run and discovering that my cardio is just fucking shithouse right now. I need to work on that. I speak proudly about my 2 defined pecs that I now have. Pretty excited about that, ladies and gentlemen. I talk more about my workout regime. Talk a little bit about Friends Day that happened during the week on Facebook. It wasn't really Friends Day, but I talk a bit about it. And the last, I think, 25 minutes or so of this podcast is just gold. I'm stuck in traffic. This is probably, listening back to it, I think this is my best podcast yet. So particularly the last 25 minutes, I get stuck in traffic and I start to just sort of commentate what's going on around me, and I start to lose my mind a little bit. So I hope you enjoy my frustration. I hope you enjoy listening back to it. I've got more episodes coming. I've got more that are already up online. If you haven't listened to them yet, check them out. This has been a very long intro. Okay, see ya. Okay. Hang on, everyone. Bear with me. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. There's a few things. Firstly, I'm running late. What else is fucking new? Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say that, because I have done a good job of getting to work pretty early lately. And yeah, but it's running fucking late again. I've left home about 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, something like that, when I really should have left home about like half an hour ago. Fucking annoying me the way that I can't fucking time these things very well. Anyway, and then I went to hit record on my phone, and I don't have enough room. So fucking hell. So what I've done is I've pulled out the old iPhone 4, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm recording on that, and hopefully I'll get this whole trip and I'll be able to use this fucking thing. I don't know. You know what I mean? There's just a lot to work out. A lot of fucking shit. You know what I mean? Okay, so I've got my iPhone 6S charging there. I've got my iPhone 4 recording right now. And let's just fucking see if this even works. If it does, great. If it doesn't, well, it'll just be another Saturday where I fucked up, because I fucked up last Saturday, guys. I only was able to produce one podcast last week on the Sunday. I didn't know, and I mentioned this on the last podcast last Sunday, I didn't know that, I was kind of running out of space on my phone. So I was recording last Saturday for about 20 minutes, and I only got about 3 minutes of recording. And so the rest of the time I was just there talking to myself. But anyway, wow! Anyway, I'm just just trying to get my voice working a bit, trying to get my facial muscles working. Doing some facial stretches right now. Getting ready for another week of Electric Dreams Saturdays live from Club Co Level 3 at Crown. Yeah, and I really should be arriving there in half an hour, but it's probably not going to happen now. I'm probably going to get there in about 45 minutes, which is only going to give me about 45 minutes of time to kind of set up. And that's also annoying, so I'll end up running around, working up a sweat before the night's even begun. And that's just, not good for anyone. Anyway, how's your week been, ladies and gentlemen? Mine's been okay. What am I going to talk about today? I don't know yet. Well, look, the first thing that kind of popped into my head was last night there was a little sporting event in Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval. A little boxing match between Danny the Green Machine Green and Anthony the Man Mundine. And look, here's the situation as I see it, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't reckon I'm the only one that saw it this way. When they had a fight once before, they were going back and forth as boxers tend to do, trash talking and stuff like that for years, and then they finally put pen to paper or whatever, and they had a match. They had a boxing match. I reckon it was probably about 10 years ago now. Could be a little bit less. Fuck, it could be a little bit more. I haven't really looked into it, but I remember they had a boxing match, and I went over to a friend's house and watched it, the first boxing match, a decade ago, when they were still, when they were younger men and a little better at their craft than they sort of are now. Now look, they'll both punch the shit out of me. You know what I mean? I'm not going to fucking sit here and talk like I'm some sort of fucking professional boxer, fucking tough guy. They'll both beat me. But last night I was not, and this is where I think I speak for a lot of people, where I say I really wasn't that interested in the fight last night, up until I started seeing a few people on Facebook. They'd set up like their phones and were recording their TVs. They'd got the fight on pay-per-view and thought, and this is the thing, that pay-per-view is probably a dying sort of a dying thing these days. When everybody has a smartphone and they have a camera in their pocket that can record videos and all that sort of stuff, it's so easy to just set up their phone and just record their TV, record the fight from their TV. You know what I mean? Although I did see, I watched a couple of these people that were sort of streaming it from their phones, and I think Foxtel was onto them. I think they blocked them after 10 minutes or whatever. I don't know how the fuck they've done it. I don't know how this all works, but it's like they have some sort of secret power where they were able to detect people that were recording the fights on their phones and streaming it on Foxtel. I guess they probably just went to like the trending thing on Foxtel and then would see that there were all these people that were filming the fight on their phones and putting it on their Facebooks, and thought, no, this isn't how you do it. And then I think Foxtel blocked their fucking thing for their fight, blocked their blocked the fight on these people's TVs, the ones that were streaming it on their Facebooks from their phones. It was kind of funny to watch, but so I didn't actually see the fight. I saw like a bit of the first round and a little bit of the second, I think, and then these because I was watching it just on Facebook from these people that were recording it on their phones, streaming it on their phones or whatever, and yeah, so before Foxtel or whoever decided to block these people. I'm fucking going around in circles here. I'm not getting to the point of anything. I'm a bit flustered, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, my point is, Danny Green, Anthony Mundine had a fight about 10 years ago. After a couple of years of talking trash, they finally had a fight 10 years ago. I think Anthony Mundine won it, so I think it's 1-1 now in this little fucking thing. And then 10 years later, I think they're both nearing 40, decide to have a rematch. And it just, I was not that excited about it. Before the first fight, it was, yeah, you know, a lot of people were excited about it. But I think with the rise of like MMA over the last decade, and people like Conor McGregor, who's like, you know, talking trash and winning fights and capturing the world, I think people are just a lot more interested in that these days. So I think the interest in this Green Mundine fight this time around just wasn't really there. Just, it seemed to me like a lot of people didn't really care. I still saw a lot of people, like I said, streaming the fight from their phones, off their TVs. And in the end, you know, when I saw this unraveling on Facebook and saw, you know, Green and Mundine kind of walking out, that's when I got a bit excited about it. That's when I was like, alright, I'll check this out, let me have a look at this. But up until then, I wasn't excited about it at all, because I thought they're kind of like, they're sort of has-beens, aren't they? And really, if you're talking boxing, if you're talking the world, in the world of boxing, and look, I think they've both won world titles, but not in the sense where they've gone to Vegas and fought, you know, the real kind of world champs, and you know what I mean? They've just won some world title in, you know, at the fucking Horton Pavilion in Sydney or something, you know what I mean? So it's like, they've won world titles, but they're not really like impressive sort of world titles. I mean, it's impressive that they've won a world title. Like I said, you know, these guys will both punch the shit out of me. I'm talking like they're fucking nothing when they've won world boxing titles. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm kind of getting at is that I just didn't really feel that people were that excited or interested in this fight this time around. But that's just me. You know, in the last few years, I'm one of those people that have become, you know, a big MMA fan, and it's one of the, you know, the UFC is one of the things I YouTube the most. But you know, it's like, I don't know, it just seemed like a lot of people weren't that interested in this fight, and they had it at the Adelaide Oval. They had it at a football ground, at a cricket fucking oval. And from what I saw, it wasn't like, the fucking ground wasn't full. You know what I mean? It wasn't very full. So if you're gonna put on a fight at a football ground like that, or a cricket ground, you want to make sure you're really packing that joint out. I like the idea, but I think this fight probably would have been better if it was done, you know, at fucking Rod Laver or something, or the Dome in Sydney, or whatever the fuck it's called in Sydney, the Entertainment Centre or whatever. It used to be called the Superdome, I think. But yeah, I don't know. And I think they decided to have it at Adelaide because it was mutual territory for the two. You got Mundine from New South Wales, you got Danny Green from Western Australia, so it was like in the middle for both of them. But anyway, I think Danny Green won the fight. Like I said, I haven't watched the whole fight because Foxtel put a stop to the people that were streaming it live on their Facebooks. I was watching it through Facebook. But yeah, look, I look forward to the third installment of this this rivalry in another 10 years when they're both fucking 50. I look forward to it. There's a lot of years to go between now and then. But at the same time, it'll be here before you know it. Anyway, I've never met Danny Green, but I have met Mundine, and it was a few years back now. Me and a bunch of other people went on a business trip. That's right, because we're business people going on business trips around the country. It's the only real kind of interstate business trip I've been on. We went to Sydney and went to like a couple of the clubs at Star City Casino there in Sydney. And look, they don't really compare to the clubs at Crown. I'll be perfectly honest, and I don't say that with any real bias. I say that like just my honest kind of opinion. I think we just have a better club fucking scene overall than they do in Sydney. But anyway, so we met Anthony Mundine at the airport. When I say we, there was a whole bunch of us. There's probably like 7 or 8 of us on this trip, and my boss, my manager, Mr. Roger, he knew Anthony Mundine from years ago, when Mundine was trying to become like a rapper and stuff like that. So he went up and sort of, was like, oh, hey, how you going? How you been? All this sort of stuff. Him and Mundine are having a bit of a chat, and then Roger like introduces us, all the people, all of his staff and stuff like that, to Mundine, and we all like sort of shook his hand, like, hi, how are you, that sort of stuff. I was the last one to shake Mundine's hand, but before we even shook hands, I was kind of like standing at the back of our group of people. He was like shaking their hands, but he was kind of like looking past them and looking at me. He was kind of eyeballing me. Anthony Mundine was eyeballing me at Sydney Airport about 5 years ago, and I was in my head. I was like, is he eyeballing me? Like, is he sizing me up? It was a bit strange, but I shook his hand and hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. And that was it, really. But yeah, I think I'm pretty good at realising when someone's eyeballing me and sizing me up. You work in clubs for long enough, you get yourself involved in a few little dust-ups or whatever, a few little confrontations. You can kind of tell when someone's looking at you and when they're kind of, they want to say something to you. And it looked like he wanted to say something to me. I didn't really understand it at the time. But obviously, he'd fucking knock me out. And and we're in the middle of the airport. So why would I start a fight with a professional boxer in the middle of the airport? That's what he has to ask himself. I don't need to ask myself that. When, he's the one kind of eyeballing me. Anyway, it was nice, He seemed like a nice guy. He was I think he was around about, he might have been an inch or two taller. But I think I had him covered for size, ladies and gentlemen. He's about, I think, what did he weigh in last night? At around about 80 kilos or something, maybe? Not quite sure of they were saying it was for the cruiserweight title last night. I'm not sure what kind of weight that is. But, cruiserweight I always thought was a lot smaller than the two of them. But I'm weighing in at 101 kilos these days, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a bit fat right now. That's another thing. I went for a run yesterday. Haven't been on any runs in about 2 or 3 years. I was playing football and I tore some ligaments in my knee. Well, I think I partially tore one ligament, so that wasn't really a huge amount of damage, but yep, go on, speed past me. There's a camera coming up, you fucking wanker. I hope you get done. I'm doing over 100 myself. I'm doing 101. I'm doing what I weigh. Slow down a bit just as I'm coming up to Huntingdale Road on the freeway, ladies and gentlemen. They've got these cameras now on Huntingdale Road. The bridge. Anyway, so I went for a bit of a run yesterday. And I've done a couple of very half-assed runs since I sort of fucked up my knee and ruptured my calf muscle. my left calf, I don't know if I mentioned this on a previous podcast, but I'll mention it again. It was always my show-off piece. You know, you have that one body part that is pretty impressive, and my left calf was always just enormous and very well defined, and from playing football for years, and I kick a ball with my left foot and everything, so left leg. So it was just a very muscular leg. And then I got kicked in that calf playing football a few years back, and got a massive fucking bruise on it and couldn't walk properly for like 2 or 3 weeks. And when I stuffed up my knee and I had scans and everything on it, the report came back and said, you know, there's a partial tear of the medial ligament and damage synonymous with a rupture in the left calf. So then I was like, oh, okay, that must have been from that time. So my left calf is now pretty deformed. So if you see me out, don't ever ask to see it, because in the past, I would have been all too happy to show everyone my left calf, because it was impressive as fuck. And now, it's just deformed and ugly, and looks like half a calf. It's weird. So I'm going to try and build that back up, hopefully. I don't know if you can build back up a ruptured muscle, but we'll find out. So anyway, I go for a bit of a run. First real kind of run in a couple of years. 1.5 years, 2 years maybe. 3 years at the most. I'm not too sure exactly. And yeah, it's amazing, ladies and gentlemen, how quickly... Oh, there's fucking shit on my pants. What's all this? It's like fluff, you know? In the washing machine, probably. Anyway, so I go for a run, and my cardio, ladies and gentlemen, is fucking shot. Let me just check the phone for a second here. Find out if we're still recording, and we are. Yeah, my fucking cardio is shot, ladies and gentlemen, and I've never really been a beast when it comes to running. I've never enjoyed running. When I played football, I used to play a lot on the ball, which meant that you had to do a lot of running, and I was able to do it and kind of push through, and it was a fun little mental game that you'd play with yourself. But I've never really had like an amazing kind of tank, as they say, you know what I mean? Like, I used to do for a few years there in a row, I'd do this like 7k run down in Portsea that I used to do every year, around about this time, like early January I think it was. What's February now, isn't it? Early Feb. Pinch punch. So I used to do that for a few years straight. And I did a 10k run once, but back then I was doing a lot of kind of running, and I was, well, a lot more than I'm doing now. I was still playing football, I was going for runs every now and then, but I've never enjoyed it. I've never enjoyed going for a run. I'd much prefer to go for a bike ride. I have a bike, I've got to get it fixed up. I love going for like 40k bike rides. But I do this run yesterday, and I would run for a couple of minutes, and then I'd have to fucking walk for like 5. It was tough, ladies and gentlemen. When you don't do something like that, you lose it very quickly. And cardio, like, is one of those things where you can do a 10k run once years ago, and you think that you can just run 10k's all the time, because unlike, you know, if you're lifting weights or whatever, and you see your muscles growing, and you see the development, and when you stop doing it for a while, you can physically see how you're losing, like, oh shit, fucking hell, you can see, nearly got into an accident, people. Got fucking trucks all around me, I got fucking cars that are just going slower than they're supposed to. Anyway, you know, when you stop doing weights or whatever, you can see that you're losing muscle mass and all that sort of stuff. Cardio you can't see, so you just assume that you've always got it. And as I found out yesterday, like, because I thought I'd be able to run for a longer period of time than what I was able to yesterday, and I would have barely got out a kilometre of running, I reckon, yesterday, and I was like, fuck, I am unfit. So I think I want to, as much as I hate running, it's probably going to be good for like my knees and stuff like that, even though they're a little bit shot, but they're probably even worse when I'm not really using them. At least if I'm running, you're exercising those muscles, you're kind of strengthening those muscles and stuff again. So yeah, I should probably fix my bike up though, and go for these long rides again. I used to go for rides for fucking like ages, and I'd do it like 3 or 4 times a week. I'd ride like each time like about 30-40 Ks, and I think I've said this before on a podcast as well. It was like one of the best shape I've ever gotten myself in was when I was doing a lot of bike riding. It shed a lot of excess weight around the stomach, and like I said, I was doing it a lot. Like I was doing 3 or 4 times a week for about 30-40 Ks each time. So I was doing a lot of riding for a few months there over the summer and stuff like that before football season. And when it got to football season, I found that I was faster. I could actually run faster, and I could run for longer just by doing a lot of bike riding. You know, but yeah, I went for a run yesterday, and fuck, it's possibly the most unfittest I've ever been in my life, I'd say. I've been doing a lot over the last couple of years since I fucked up my knee, and I've been doing less, running around. Haven't been playing football. I've been doing more kind of strength kind of stuff. I don't go to a gym and lift weights or anything like that. I just go to football grounds, and I use the fencing of the football grounds to just do like pull-ups and sort of chin-ups and stuff like that. So I'm on like I think I've mentioned this a couple of weeks ago as well, a couple of podcasts ago. I can't remember. But yeah, so I just use the fence, and it has to be a fence that doesn't have like the caging around it. And I'll slow down here because there's cops, although they're a little preoccupied because they pulled someone over. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of that over the last couple of years, and it's one of those things again where you can see the improvements in your body. You can see your arms getting bigger, or you can feel yourself sort of getting stronger, or your chest. There's another thing. I think for the first time in my life, a couple of weeks ago, I think I sort of said to myself, you know what? I think I now have 2 defined pecs, and it's all from just doing like push-ups and pull-ups and that sort of shit on a fence at a football ground in the middle of the night. All body weight sort of stuff. So I've always had like, I can make my boobies bounce, you know what I mean? I can make my pecs bounce, but I've always just kind of had like the outside of the pec that was a bit more defined than the kind of inside, and now that inside of the pec is starting to become a bit more defined, ladies and gentlemen. So for the first time in my life, I think, I now have 2 well-defined pecs on my chest, and so that's, I'm proud of that, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of hard work, not even hard work really, because when I go and do these workouts, like people would, honestly, like people that go to the gym a lot and all that sort of stuff and who are really good would laugh at my workout, probably, because I go there for maybe 10 or 15 minutes and I do like maybe 100 or 200 reps of pull-ups or push-ups or whatever on these fences, and that's it, that's all I do. But I think by doing it only 10 or 15 minutes, it enables me, it sort of, if I was to go to the gym or whatever, if I was to do these workouts that lasted an hour each day, it'd be hard to keep going back and doing it every day. Whereas if I'm just doing 10, 15 minute, quick, short, sharp hit outs, I feel like I can do it more than, a couple of times a week. So look, you can't really, you can't deny like the facts. What I do for a workout is working. It does work. It's a very It's a very unorthodox kind of workout. But anyway, I'm probably going to start doing a little bit more running, just to try and build up the strength in the legs again, and the calf muscle, the knees, and just to get that cardio a little bit better than what it is right now. This is the worst my cardio has ever been in my life, I reckon. Just yesterday, I'm running around and I'm like, I can't believe how unfit I am. I can't believe how much I've lost. But when you're not really running for 2-3 years, that's what's going to happen. You're going to become very unfit. And you realise that, when I was playing football, you'd play your season and then you'd break for a couple of months or whatever, and you'd come back mid to late November, you'd start your pre-season. A lot of the time I didn't do pre-seasons, or I'd turn up late, just before the season started. But even just those few months in between playing every week and being kind of fit, to coming back to pre-season after not doing anything for a couple of months, you really do notice your cardio has, you notice that your cardio goes down a bit. So I shouldn't have been that surprised yesterday when, I found that my cardio was fucking shithouse, because I haven't done any running for 2 years. So, and now I've got people challenging me to do the 1,000 steps. Like, I've got people, and I'm doing a bit of trash talking as well. And they're doing a bit of trash talking. And the trash talking is probably going to continue tonight when I see this person. Amy, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you know what? I think maybe we do challenge each other to the 1,000 steps. Let's see. Let's see who does it the quickest. Let's see who gets to the top of the mountain first. Yeah? Yeah. Anyway, I ended up getting here a lot quicker than I thought. The traffic was pretty good. I'm getting here at 8:30 pretty much on the dot, which is the time I really want to get here and the time I kind of need to get here. So, that's the thing, I left what I thought was late today. I thought, fuck, I've left with only 45 minutes to kind of get there. It is a 45-minute drive, but sometimes on a Saturday you can encounter some traffic. And, you really want to leave by about 7:30 to get here at 8:30. I left at 7:47, and I'm getting here. It's now 8:28, and I'm just about to make that turn. I'm out of the tunnel, and I'm about to make that turn into the car park of Crown. There's a bit of a line for the car park that I don't really want to sit in. So I'm probably going to make that little sneaky turn down Moray Street, and I'll assess the turn into the car park from that direction. And if that's a little fucked, I might have to do what I did last week, and that was park at the exhibition building, which I fucking hate doing because it's too long of a walk. But that walk could be good for my cardio. It's the only real workouts I'm really getting these days at the moment, people, is Saturday night. Like, I'm running around all night on a Saturday. From the time I get here, 8:30, to the time I leave, about 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. I'm constantly on the go. I'm on the move. I'm on my feet. And, yeah, so maybe I should park fucking blocks away and just, you know what I mean? Like, use that as a bit of training, because if people want to challenge me, like Amy, want to challenge me to the 1,000 steps, well, okay, let's fucking do it. Like, not right now, because I reckon I'd get beaten by a fucking 10-year-old right now up the 1,000 steps. I'm that unfit. But one thing I know about myself, and this is one of the reasons why I wouldn't turn up to football pre-seasons until late in the pre-season, was it doesn't take me long, or it never did in the past. Maybe it will now because I'm a bit older and the body's a bit more fucked. But I'm just going by in the past. It never took me long to work up a bit of a good base level of fitness, people. you know. I rarely drink, I don't smoke, so I'm not having to blow a lot of that sort of shit out of my system. So for me, I mean, if I went for a run every day over the next 2 weeks, the improvement between yesterday and 2 weeks from now, if I was to run every day for the next 2 weeks, would probably be mind-blowing, ladies and gentlemen. The fitness level would probably have raised quite a bit in just that 2 weeks. But, you know, I don't really know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm not a personal trainer. I don't really know fuck all about this shit. I just know myself. And, you know, and I know myself better than anybody. So, yeah. But if Amy wants to do this challenge up to 1,000 steps, don't give me 2 weeks. Give me 2 months. Give me 2 months. And we'll see who's getting up that bad boy the quickest. Last time I did the 1,000 steps, and I was fitter than I am now. Last time I did it, it fucking wrecked me. Like, it actually really fucking wrecked me. Anyway, I don't hold out much hope here of getting into the Crown car park again tonight. It really fucking burns my ass. It's gonna be the fucking exhibition building again. Motherfucker. Hate it. Hate it. Still going. Still recording. Recording this on my old iPhone 4, which doesn't have like a SIM or anything in it anymore, but it still records voice memos. I don't know if it's going to be able to sync with my iTunes and shit like that. If it doesn't have like a valid SIM or anything in there. I don't know. I don't fucking know shit about phones. So I'm just recording this and maybe it'll work and maybe it won't. Yeah, I don't like the look of this fucking turn. I'm gonna have to park at the fucking exhibition building, you fucking cunt! Fucking bullshit. Well, I might as well keep talking then. What do we got? Let's go to the notes. What else we got to talk about, Matty? Come on. Come on. I'm gonna cross off 2 pecs. I'm going to cross off green and mundane. Let's talk about Friends Day. A couple of days ago, I see on Facebook that there was this thing called Friends Day, and everyone, you know, kept sharing these little videos that Facebook put together for them. You know, happy Friends Day, everyone. Happy Friends Day to all my friends. And I'm seeing this kind of flood my news feed, and I'm like, I know there's like a Friends Day, an international sort of Friends Day, but I'm pretty sure it's not in February. And so I Google it, and I find that International Friends Day is, it's like the 30th of July or the first weekend in August or something. So I take a couple of screenshots of this thing and I post it on my Facebook, and I'm like, you know, FYI. I think a lot of people get too caught up into thinking that, you know, things like Facebook are kind of the world. Like, just because... And it wasn't Friends Day the other day. It was Facebook's birthday. But they didn't want to say, oh, you know, it's our 12th birthday or whatever, because to them, Facebook isn't about them. It's about people, and it's about friendship, and it's about people staying in contact with friends and people becoming with friends. So I get where Facebook is coming from in that respect. But don't confuse people. You know what I mean? And a lot of people the other day were very confused, thinking that it was something like International Friends Day. And it wasn't. That's not until fucking August. Or the end of July. One or the other. So, that's a bit of a rant that I had with that the other day. But, you know, happy birthday, Facebook. You know? Happy birthday. You're one of the best and worst things to ever happen to the world. Yep. Not getting into Crown again tonight. Fucking hell. That's one of the things about coming here this early. You get this fucking traffic. It's 8:36 now. Can I get around? Are there cars? Ah, fucking hell, there are cars coming. I haven't really left myself enough space between me and the car in front of me to get around it. Oh, God. This annoys the fuck out of me. Fucking look at that car. Ladies and gentlemen, some car, I don't know what car kind of car it is, but it just drove past me, and it was painted in camo. It was like army, you know, camouflage fucking coloured. Come on, cars. Ah, fucking hell, what are you doing? I wanted to fucking get out of here, and you're going so slow. You fucking dickhead. How entertaining is this for you guys when you're listening back to these podcasts and you hear me just kind of screaming at traffic and people on the roads? Is it entertaining to you guys? Does it make you giggle? Does it make you chuckle? If it does, good. I'm fucking glad. Because it doesn't make me chuckle. I'm glad you get a kick out of me being fucking annoyed. Oh, God, what's going on here now? This is one of those things where, you know, it'd be good if this podcast also had a visual component, because if I could show you guys what's going on right now, there's just so much confusion. People trying to everyone trying to turn into one spot, everyone trying to turn out of one spot. It's just, you know, it's a fucking dog's breakfast right now out here on the roads. I'm doing it. I'm getting out of this fucking line. And I'm going over here. Oh my God, what is this person doing? Oh, you fucking dickhead. Oh. You are lucky that person was friendly and let you go, you fucking little white convertible shit. Nearly an accident right in front of me, people. That's the thing, like, you know, big cities like this, you're never probably going to be able to, you know, decongest all of the traffic and everything. There's always going to be their busy times and their not so busy times. Where I am right now, you know, when it's 5 o'clock in the morning, it's easy to get around. But at this time on a Saturday night, it can be difficult. And I don't know if there's anything that we can really do to fix it. But it's probably only going to get worse as the city of Melbourne grows and the population grows. This kind of shit is just going to get worse and worse. And like I said, I don't know how we're going to fix it. But, you know, in about 10, 20 years from now, the city's going to be a lot bigger. And there's going to be a lot more people living in it. And this could just become even more of a pain in the ass in the years to come than it already is. And now I'm having to make one of these turns that I fucking hate. I call them sitting duck turns. I have a lot of terms for a lot of different things in life, and I have a term for this particular thing. When you're at a green light and you want to make a turn, you want to make a right-hand turn, but the light is also green for the people coming in the opposite direction, and you got to sit in the middle of traffic like a sitting duck, just waiting there to be fucking collected by a truck or something coming the other way. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun, people. Last week I nearly had an accident doing this turn. And, yeah, look, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again. Because traffic doesn't really seem to be moving there. I'm doing it. I'm going to make the turn, and I probably shouldn't have. Oh, God. Now I'm sitting in the middle of fucking traffic. Oh, no. And I think I'm in the wrong lane, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get over. And this has just turned into one big fucking balls up. Oh, my God, Matty. Oh, my God, Melbourne. Oh. Fucking hell. Is it even Saturday? Do I have to be here right now? Is it Friday night? Is it Saturday? I don't even know what fucking day it is. It's Saturday. Okay, so it is. It is Electric Dreams night. So, okay, we do open in less than an hour. I still have to go and set up everything. Yeah. Fucking great. Fucking great. Is anybody going to let me in here? Is anybody going to be nice and let me in? Because I really need to get over. This person behind me was going to be a dick. But they ended up letting me in, so I gave them a wave. Even though they didn't want to give me one. That's another thing we could talk about. Like, just people's manners on the roads. Like, it drives me fucking insane. And it has happened a bunch of times over the years where I have wanted to chase somebody down and get out of the car and just beat them up. People that don't give you a wave when you give way to them, you know, down a street when there's fucking cars everywhere, and you pull over to the side to let them pass, and they don't give you a wave, drives me fucking mad. Now look, I give these people a wave every time. But I'm a bit of a liar, because when I say every time, I do know of a couple of occasions where I haven't given waves as well. But that is only because it's such a tight squeeze in this street that you're trying not to hit cars on either side of you, that you can't really give the person that's given way to you a wave because it's such a tight squeeze. And you do feel a little bit bad afterwards. You're like, oh shit, oh fuck, I'm trying to get through. I can't give you a wave because I think I'm going to hit you and the car on the other side of me. But when that doesn't happen, and there is room, and people have given way to you, I give them a wave every fucking time, because it is the right thing to do, people. And if you're not fucking giving people a wave who give way to you in that kind of situation, then you're just a fucking cunt. And I don't want to know you. I don't want to be friends with you. Like I said, I just want to chase you down in my car, wait for you to pull over somewhere, get out of the car, and then say to you, hey, why don't you fucking wave to me when I gave way to you? Why don't you say thank you? You got to do it, people. All right, you got to give a friendly wave to people that let you in, like this person did behind me, even though they didn't want to. To people that give way to you and let you go down a street that is a bit squashy with cars parked on the side. They let you go first. You got to give them a wave, all right? And I guess that's one of the other things about this podcast, is that if I can make people become better human beings, then by telling them the right and wrong ways to live their lives, then, you know, I've kind of done my duty as a person on this earth, because I think that is the duty of all of us here on this earth, to just, you know, help each other out, maybe teach some people some things that they didn't know, teach them how to be better, because it's all about, oh, okay, I think I have an example here of someone who isn't going to wave to me. Oh, this is interesting. I'm at a keep clear right now, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm doing just that, keeping it clear. And this guy made a turn right out in front of me and this other car next to me that is keeping clear. So they're sitting in this non-keep clear zone, and they haven't given us a wave. So now I feel as though sorry, I'm just distracted by the music in the car next to me. Oh, this is going to get interesting because the guy next to me now, there was another person who tried to make a turn down this street, and he just put his accelerator on and said, "Nah, fuck ya." Well, he's got a bit of a point, because we could just fucking sit here all night. Okay, nearly got into an accident with a guy who tried to do the same thing as the guy in front of me. It's all getting very interesting now. And that's the thing, you know, driving in a busy city like this, it can get you very frustrated. And God knows I get frustrated every fucking time. I'm frustrated right now. But I think I'm doing a pretty good job of keeping a pretty cool head. And I think that's because of you people. Because I know right now I'm being recorded and I'm talking to you people. And, you know, you can get real angry and worked up over these kinds of things. And a lot of the time you have every right to be. But then there are some times where you just got to say to yourself, just relax, take a breath. And even though it sounds like I'm pretty calm and I'm inside, I'm still fucking fuming. You know, I know that we're going to get through this. And at the end of the day, this whole thing really, it's now 8:47, I left home an hour ago. If I had have left home an hour and a half ago, I probably wouldn't really be dealing with this kind of shit, because I'd be a lot more relaxed, because I'd have more time up my sleeve to go and set up and everything before we open doors. But because I left a little late, and now I'm pushing it a little bit late, I only really have myself to blame, don't I? So that's another thing. And I know for sure I said this on an early podcast. A lot of the time when you get angry about things in life, it's your own fault. And I can get angry at all these people on the roads who are sort of cutting me off, or cutting other people off, or not waving and saying thank you. But if I just had left home a bit earlier, probably wouldn't be dealing with this. So, again, I only got myself to blame. Who the fuck's beeping? What's all that about? Is it the guy behind me beeping me? I don't know. I'm confused now. Wouldn't it be interesting if, like, if someone, you know, just got out of their car and took offense to something I did or whatever, and just, you know, wanted to sort of talk about it, or wanted to, you know, get a bit physical about it. I'm down for that right now. You know what I mean? As long as you're not Anthony Mundine or Danny Green, who can box my head in, I'm down for a bit of road rage. Anyway, I've only got a very small sort of distance now between me and the turn that I need to make. So yeah, hopefully I'm not trapped here for much longer. Don't know why it's so busy tonight though. Like, it's not usually this sort of busy in the city at this time. You know, last week when I couldn't turn into Crown and I decided to make the decision to go to the exhibition building, I was out of the exhibition building by now. I made that turn, and then it was a very quick little journey to the exhibition building. What's everyone fucking beeping at? the fuck knows? People just need to calm the fuck down. That's the thing. You go to a country like Thailand, there's like, you know, I said this before, there's no fucking rules on those roads over there. But you know what else there isn't over there? There's no fucking road rage. It's funny, they've got no road rules. People are flying around. Horns are beeping left, right and centre, but not in an aggressive way, in a polite, hey, I'm coming up behind you kind of way. You know, just look out. There's no, there's like no aggression. You come here, and everyone's just fucking like losing their minds. And you know, that has also been me. I fucking lose my mind in traffic all the time. I'm probably the worst. But then there are some times where I kind of realise, hey, just fucking relax. It's okay. You know, it's all right. So I'm in the car park now, exhibition building. Probably shouldn't tell you where I've parked so you can fuck with my car, but you don't know what kind of car I have. Actually, I did mention it a couple of weeks ago. But you don't know the number plate, so, and that I will not be divulging. Anyway, fucking hell. Alright, we're here. I don't know why I'm indicating, I don't really need to. Alright, anyway, that ends this episode. Maybe this will work, maybe it won't. We'll find out. Anyway, thanks for listening. Electric Dreams Saturdays, every Saturday. Club Co. Level 3 at Crown. It's 8:52. I'm running out of time. I can't keep talking. Bye-bye. Love you. Woo!